So this is Raheem Nelson here, and I'm here with Frank, Mr. Wonderful Brady. And Frank, I've known you for a while, and this is actually my second portrait painting of you. I think the last one I did was a while back, probably like wintertime or so. So I guess my first question is, how do you think you have grown since the first portrait I did of you as a creative, as a person, as somebody that just inspires the youth to just realize their full potential?
Oh man, well, I would say that, back then when you did that first portrait of me, which I still have, and I still feel like it's super dope. I was still finding myself. There were certain things in my life I hadn't gone through yet that, I needed to go through to mature me, to level me up and bring me to another level.
Mm-hmm.
Certain difficult experiences, certain happy experiences, certain milestones I hadn't achieved. So I was still very unprocessed at that point. If that makes sense.
Cool. Yeah, I think I tried to make that come through in the portrait too, just refining who you are, my interpretation of you, because I see all the big things you're doing with the traveling, the future project. And, it's exciting. Like, I'm really happy for the progress you've made. And I think that's why I approached the portrait this way. The first one I did of you was like the profile view. You got the dreads and everything. You got the glasses. And this one was based on a selfie you took. You got the suit on. You got the lapel flower. You got the tie. So, like, really professional. And it just conveys that Frank Brady image for 2018 that it really, I feel like, is all over the place. Like, you Google yourself, like you got all these accolades and achievements. So when I was putting the painting together from like the sketch all the way to the finished product, I was trying to consider those things. I was trying to just think like, okay, what does it mean to be Frank Brady in 2018? Like, what does he bring to the table? How do people view him? How does he view himself? And then, I try to bring all that into the painting.
I love that, and I think it means a lot to me to have this portrait been made of me, because it kind of just confirms this new transition in my life, this new time in my life. Symbolically, I had dreads for like 13 years, 13 years, man. It was big part of my image, big part of my brand, and honestly a big part of my identity. And cutting them was a real detailed, drawn out, intricate process of letting go. And sometimes you have to let go to level up.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things in my season I just had to let go of and level up on. It definitely conveys, your portrait definitely conveys my growth. And this is the 2018 Frank, and this is 2018 Frank and beyond. Right? Like I always say that, who I was got me to this point,
mm-hmm.
but who I was wasn't going to get me to the level I needed to be going forward.
Oh, exactly.
Right? So the next you is the best you. And I'm very big on becoming the best version of myself. And I feel like, your painting, it depicted me, and it's interesting because when I posted that selfie originally, that was me coming out of this process of growth and development. When I overcame a lot of pain,
mm-hmm.
a lot of difficult circumstances and situations that refined me into a man, and in that picture it was kind of me coming out like, you walk through the fire, and it burns off all the impurities, and when you come out of that fire, you're strong, you're tested, but you're ready.
Exactly.
And that picture was me saying, look, what's up world, we back at it, man, and I'm ready. And I've gone through it, but I'm stronger than I've ever been, wiser than I've ever been, and ready to just do this work, man, and hope God is proud of me when I do this, and just inspire and empower as many people with my story, with my testimony as possible.
Definitely. Yeah, that's great. And when I started making these portraits of, friends and family, celebrities, I think the best ones come out, like I actually know the person, like I have a relationship with that person. And I think, I don't want to say like this painting was effortless because I put a lot of work into it, but when it was coming together, I think just the fact that we've been friends for so long, like certain things came easy, like the beard, the hair, okay, I know this dude, let me convey it through the art. So I think that was really helpful, and I really enjoy creating illustrations of people that I know. Like it just kind of enhances the whole process. And so I got to ask too about the commercial that went viral. Like, what was the process behind that? Like, tell me about that.
Woo, man, that was what you call a labor of love. I'll tell you that, just like straight up off the bat. You know, a friend of mine, Kim, had hit me up and said, you know, I got this vision. I want you to bring it to life with your words. And, you know, also taking into account the Cornell Hill Scott's Health Center's brand, legacy, right? Bring the community into it. You know, a combination of, you wanted to appeal to the older generation and the younger generation. Right? You wanted to not be rap, but not be traditional poetry. You want this crazy mixture and this hybrid. You know, you want a flash mob. You want to roll to a flash mob vibe. So it was all of these different components, right, that had to be hit, you know, with this one commercial. You know, so it was an amazing process, man. It's like childbirth. You know, I never birthed a child before, but I have birthed the ideas and thoughts and dreams into the world. You know, and it's a period of just like nurturing and development before you give that thing birth. And for me, man, it came at a time, literally, this process started when I cut the locks.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? It started when I cut the locks. It started, you know, me interviewing different individuals that work for the Hill Health Center, interviewing people around the community as well. I was in the Hill interviewing folks, learning more about like what the Health Center's impact has been on, you know, them and their lives. And, you know, it just gave me a unique perspective from the ground up, which I utilized to write this piece in order to really like hit all the markers. So it was an amazing process. It gave me insight into how I write and create, you know, and I've been doing this type of writing for years, but it just gave me a whole new avenue of like brand poetry, right? Like almost like brand spoken word. Like how do you articulate the essence, right, and the ethos of a brand, a company, organization, and still keep the community locked into that as well at the same time.
Gotcha.
So it was a powerful process, man. I loved it. From the recording, a lot of hours in that studio to get that piece right. It was let's just talk about the technical aspect of it. There were like 5 to 6 tempo changes in that thing. It was a Middle Eastern vibe. It was a Hispanic vibe, a hip hop vibe.
Right.
Like there's so many pieces to that. So, you know, it's one of the pieces I'm the most proud of.
It's challenging. It shows. It definitely shows. So let me ask this too. What does New Haven mean to you? Because when I look at your work, I look at your body of work and how you present yourself, I always feel like no matter where you go, like you're putting New Haven on the map. So what does the Elm City mean to you?
Man, the Elm City is it's a place of possibility. You know, it's like that seed that you planted and you kind of look away from it. You know, it's just a seed. But, you know, as you keep checking on it, it grows and it grows. And you know that just with the right formula, the right water, the right food, the right nourishment, the right recipe, that thing will blossom, right? Turn into a whole garden. You know, but it needs the right attention. So for me, that's how I look at the Elm City, man. I try and water that seed that is New Haven anywhere I go. You know, I'm from New York originally, but New Haven became my home.
Right.
And, you know, it's where I got a lot of my growth from, my balance. You know, it gave me, you know, it brought me through the school of hard knocks. It gave me that testicular fortitude, you know, out here. Working with these youth, working in the community for all of these years now. You know, it gave me a gift that keeps on giving. So I always give back to New Haven wherever I go. I say, you know, when people ask me what am I representing, you know, New Haven, Connecticut, the Elm City, you know, it's possibility, man. It's talent as well. It's culture. It's a vibe. All of that is New Haven. You know, and I just want to make sure that I represent that wherever I go, you know, so, you know, people don't either, look over it, count us out, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
There's a whole New Haven identity, that Elm City pride, and I make sure that I rep that and I bring that, and I love people's faces lighting up when I say I'm from New Haven. Like when I won the Black Enterprise Award, and you know I had to give a shout out for New Haven, Connecticut. This is for you, New Haven. You know, because I want to make sure that I'm bringing pride to the city.
All right, that's great. Okay, so what is next for Frank Brady? What's on the horizon?
Whew, man. So this season, my life is crazy. I'm juggling a lot. But, this is the first platform I'm saying it on. I'm launching the HOH tour in November.
Okay.
HOH stands for Hooked on Hope.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm hitting some different colleges and universities, performing some original poetry. And that tour is happening in November, so that's going to be really dope.
All right, it's coming up.
Yeah, man. So I'm putting a lot of energy into getting my head ready for that.
Yep.
It's going to be a grueling tour, man, but it's also going to be a very powerful experience. I have never done a tour like this before. Like, this is like my most, not say difficult tour, but in terms of demand on the body, demand on the mind, and ability to execute, and then just like the back to dates, like it's gonna be crazy. But I'm ready for it. I'm ready to go and take this process, by the horns, take this bull by the horns, man, and just tame that thing out and ride it out. So, yeah, HOH tour is definitely my next big project.
Okay.
And we're gonna extend that thing into like February, April.
Oh yeah,
that's a good amount. We're gonna extend it, man. But we got locked in right now in November.
Yeah.
Locked in. So HOH, man, Hooked on Hope.
Hooked on Hope. Okay, definitely remember that. And where can people find you on social media? How do people connect with you if they don't know?
So everyone, please follow me on Frank E. Brady on all social media platforms except Snapchat, because I haven't been able to get with the Snapchat. But,
same here.
But Twitter at Frank E. Brady, Instagram at Frank E. Brady, Facebook, Frank Mr. Wonderful Brady is my friend. I got friend slots opened up. Also, Frank E. Brady, the Hope Dealer on Facebook as well. www.frankebrady.com. Like Frank E. Brady on everything. Just get at me. Look forward to connecting.
Excellent. Well, Frank, I got to thank you for your time. It's always a pleasure.
My man.
And this is the first of hopefully a series. I'm going to keep doing these portraits and just connecting with people. And I really like the interview aspect of it. So,
this is
always a pleasure,
dope.
Frank.
This is dope for me, man, because the behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Right? Like everybody see, the platforms, opportunities, the gigs, the engagements.
Yeah.
The work with the youth. But you get to see, me from behind the scenes,
I do.
man. I'm a regular, chill, relaxed dude. And I love to relax with good people when I get the opportunity, man.
Definitely.
So, thank you.
You're very welcome.
This is fantastic.
So this is Raheem Nelson here, and I'm here with Frank, Mr. Wonderful Brady. And Frank, I've known you for a while, and this is actually my second portrait painting of you. I think the last one I did was a while back, probably like